Want to know a secret about breaking into tech? The secret is that the highest paying tech jobs, they don't require a degree, and they definitely don't require $100,000 in student debt. I know because I went from making $10 an hour to a six-figure tech career without having a degree. And here's the best part. I helped hundreds of other people do the same. In fact, the White House has already confirmed what I've been saying all along, and I covered in previous YouTube videos. The tech industry is shifting away from degrees and focusing on skills instead. So in this video, I'm going to reveal 5 specific tech careers that can fast track you to 6 figures, no degree needed, no experience needed. We're talking about roles that are in massive demand, positions with clear paths to 6 figures, jobs that you can break into within months, not years. Again, these are real careers where I've helped people land 6-figure roles in less than 90 days. So if you're ready to learn about the most accessible paths into a 6-figure tech career, stick around until the end of this video because the last role is the one with the least amount of competition. So the first role that we're going to get into is Microsoft 365 Administrator. This is another version of a system administrator role. In this one, you're going to be specifically focusing on Microsoft 365, which is Microsoft's platform for Microsoft Office, Microsoft Excel, Microsoft PowerPoint, and now everything is in the cloud. So Microsoft 365 is Microsoft's cloud-based productivity suite. Pretty much every GovTech company utilizes Microsoft Azure and Microsoft 365 in some way, shape, or form. So getting this administrator certification is going to be great for you if you want to get into this industry. One of my previous students, she was able to break into a Microsoft 365 administrator role just by getting 2 certifications. She got the Microsoft MS 102 certification, which is the Microsoft 365 administrator certification that teaches you how you can be an administrator for the Microsoft 365 platform. So if you aren't familiar with how system administration works, basically what it is you want to be the person that's going to, I hate to use the same word, but you basically administer the system. You make sure that the Microsoft 365 application is always available to users in the environment. And if there are any type of updates that need to be made, any type of patches that need to happen, any type of modifications that need to be made to the configuration, you would be handling that as the Microsoft 365 administrator. When you combine this certification with the CompTIA Security Plus, it's going to allow you to become qualified to apply to these different roles. So if you get these 2 certifications, you'll be well on your way to making 6 figures as a Microsoft 365 administrator. The next role is a SOC analyst or cybersecurity analyst. Now, I will say when it comes to these roles, you will either need a little bit of tech experience, and we'll talk about a role that you can get into before you get into SOC analyst or cybersecurity analyst roles, or you'll already need to have a government security clearance. And I've got multiple videos on how to get a government security clearance that you can watch right here on my YouTube channel. Now, if you already have experience or you have a clearance and you get the CompTIA Security Plus certification, you can go directly into SOC analyst roles. I have my student Ace. Ace was able to go straight into a cybersecurity analyst role just by getting the Security Plus because he already had a secret clearance. He was actually able to get 4 different job offers in 1 week just by getting Security Plus because he was a military veteran and already had his clearance. Now, you do not need to be a military veteran or join the military to get a clearance. Like I said before, just go watch my other videos. I'll put the link in the description to show you how you can get a clearance without having a military background, because I don't have a military background myself. Ace literally went from being a mechanic in the military making $35,000 a year to making $130,000 a year as a cybersecurity analyst. So you literally are able to completely transform your life if you leverage your clearance and the Security Plus certification. So Ace ended up following my complete GovTech career framework by utilizing my GovTech Blueprint community. And this community literally has all the information that you need to know to get into your first GovTech role, no matter if you don't have any experience and if you don't have a clearance. The next role is network administrator or network engineer. You do not need any type of experience to get into these roles. To get into these roles, all you need to do is get the Cisco CCNA certification, which is the Certified Cisco Network Associate Cert, and the CompTIA Security Plus certification. When you combine these 2 certifications, it shows that you have the networking skills to be a network administrator or a network technician, and the Security Plus gives you full root access or privileged access to government systems. Network administrator and network technician roles, they can pay anywhere from $70,000 a year to $110,000 a a year. So this is definitely a way for you to break into this industry without having any experience, because these certifications are just so valuable. That Cisco CCNA certification is going to prove that you can be a network administrator in an IT environment. The fourth career that you can get into, and the salary ranges might surprise a lot of people, is help desk and IT support or IT technician roles. In GovTech, you can get paid way more as a help desk professional just because of the fact that you will end up having a government security clearance. So help desk is literally the most entry-level role that you can get into in the GovTech industry. And to get into this role, all you need to do is get the CompTIA Security Plus certification. So get the CompTIA Security Plus certification and utilize your transferable skills. And if you're able to follow direction and have any type of customer service experience, you can get into a help desk role. Bayshawn literally followed my GovTech blueprint step by step, and he landed a IT help desk job completely remote from home with no tech experience. Bara had no tech experience before jumping into tech, and she was able to land a tech job that paid $72,000 a year and sponsored her for a clearance just by getting the Security Plus certification. So if you do these things, you will be able to literally just jump into this industry and get started with your tech career. What I see time and time again, and I really hate to see this, is people who want to eventually get into cybersecurity or any higher paying career in tech, but they don't know how to get their foot in the door, and they spend a lot of time and waste a lot of time trying to jump straight into cybersecurity, when the entire time you could have just got your foot in the door with help desk, worked this role for 6 to 8 months, and then job hop into a cybersecurity role. This has helped so many of my students get into cybersecurity without having to go get a degree, without having to go get into large amounts of debt. Literally, just jump right in and get your tech career started by getting into help desk or any of the other roles that I've talked about before, and then make your way into cyber if you don't already have a clearance or if you don't already have a cybersecurity degree. The nice thing about the GovTech industry is these companies, you can have them pay for your degrees once you get started. So you want to make this process as cost efficient as possible. And the last six-figure tech career that you can get into without a degree is Linux system administrator. Linux system administrator roles are super in demand. Everything runs on Linux if you aren't familiar with it. So once you get Linux skills, it will help you grow in your career. You can continue to stay on the Linux path and eventually become a Linux system engineer or infrastructure engineer or even a platform engineer, or you can use Linux system administration roles to be your foundation to getting into cybersecurity, or it could be your foundation for getting into cloud. But if you want to get into a Linux system administrator role, all you need to do is get 2 certifications. You can get the CompTIA Security Plus certification and the Red Hat Certified Sysadmin certification, and these 2 combined will help you land that first Linux sysadmin role. One of my students, Stefan, he ended up coming into my GovTech blueprint and getting his Security Plus, and he utilized Yellowtail Tech to get the Red Hat Certified Sysadmin cert, and he was able to go from a cop to jumping into a Linux system administrator role that paid him $106,000 a year that was completely remote with no tech experience whatsoever. Now, why do these 2 certifications work so well with getting a junior Linux system administrator role? So the Security Plus certification is valued by the government and government contractor companies because it gives you root or administrative access or privileged access to government systems. And then the Red Hat Certified Sysadmin certification is all hands-on, so it's not multiple choice like other Linux certifications, and it proves that you have the skills to be a Linux system administrator. The entire exam is literally just you doing different Linux system administrator tasks the entire time. So when a company sees that you have the Security Plus and the Red Hat Certified Sysadmin cert on your resume, they already know that you can do the job, and you just might need a little bit of training once you get started. So if you want to get a Linux system administrator role, I will tell you to get the Security Plus and the Red Hat Certified Sysadmin cert. It's going to take you anywhere from 4 to 12 months. It depends on how hard you work on these certifications, and it depends on how deep you go into studying and how much time you spend on studying for these certs. But if you stick to it, this will work for you. And in my opinion, it's the best role to get into to jumpstart your tech career. So throughout my GovTech career, I've worked as a help desk professional, I've worked as an embedded software engineer, and I've worked as a radar system engineer. I've also worked as a senior system administrator. So I've literally seen it all in this industry, and trust me, Linux is the foundation to everything. Red Hat Enterprise Linux to be specific for GovTech. So if you really hone in on those Red Hat Enterprise Linux skills, you'll you'll go extremely far in this career. And by getting all of these skills, I've been able to go from making $10 an hour without even having a high school diploma, just by getting the CompTIA A+ certification when I first got started, to making up to $275,000 a year in my GovTech career. So you literally have a long-lasting career that you can grow into, jobs that you can transition and job hop into, and just overall just grow as that tech professional that you want to be. The main goal of surviving in this industry and thriving in this industry is longevity. So once you get the right skills, the right certifications, and the government security clearance, you literally can't lose. So there you have it, the 5 most accessible paths to 6-figure tech careers without having a degree. But here's the thing, knowing these roles is only half the battle. The real question is, which tech industry should you get into with these roles? Sure, you could go into big tech, you could work for a startup, or you could work for a traditional company, but there's really only one industry that's going to stand above all of these for these technical roles, and that's going to be GovTech. In fact, the federal government and government contractor companies are the largest employers of tech professionals in the world. They offered unmatched stability once you get your government security clearance, great benefits, and opportunity for career growth. Now you might be thinking, that's great, Simone, but how do I actually break into GovTech with these skills? And I've got you covered with that. I've made a completely free, detailed course breaking down exactly how you can land your first GovTech role. Click the link in the description and I'll see you over there.